Anyways, hello everybody. Hello everybody. Welcome back to a new video today. I literally just finished. I literally just now finished the last video. And yeah, over here there's gonna be like an uprising and stuff, and they're gonna kind of explore. They like the cold. They really like the cold, so they're gonna explore up north and stuff, and So yeah, they also have really good boats, like the best boats. So they explore over here, they pass through here. They're like, no, they set like a little settlement up here for like stops and stuff, and they come through here, and they come to this weird island, and they kind of take a little colony, take a little chunk out of that, and they also realized, wait a minute, what's this place down here? Oh, we got some gold. We're gonna explore a little, see what else we can find, and they go down. They slowly explore down, taking some stuff, taking colonies, and the Danish are also like, hey, apparently they found this area, like, and then the rest. And the population like, nah, we shouldn't really care about it. So as they slowly explore down, making more colonies, making more like little places to settle and stuff, they kind of go down to here. And they unite this area here, and yeah. And basically what's gonna happen is they're gonna go down here and they're gonna try to take these islands. But they run into these people and they kick them out. They're like, who is that? And then they realize, oh, that's a nation. They found this like Bahamian nation thing. And once the whole world hears about this, the Spanish and Portuguese, or whatever you want to call them, are like, you gotta get there fast, but we have to deal with this. So they quickly just blast down with no warning. That they also take this for some reason. And this nation, the big nation, is caught off guard as they get like absolutely annihilated. And their like Spanish Holians are like destroyed, and the whole world is like now really focused on the colonies for a little bit, as in like a couple of like weeks or so, maybe even years, they just completely kick them out to just like here. And then eventually they take the rest and stuff, but still, that was an amazing like war, and the world was shocked by that. But then these Portuguese people, I'm not gonna really call them Portuguese, but basically they kind of explore to here. They go down to this place here. They take this island, not Spanish. And then they don't really get all of this. Like, no one is there to stop them except a little bit of natives. And they kind of explore down, like, they make the biggest colony here. And also, here's a world map right now. And basically, this new French thing, which is kind of weakened, decides, hey, why not explore a little? So they come to here, and they kind of keep this Danish part out, and they explore. They call it New, I don't know, whatever the name is. And they kind of explore, and they take all of this, and then the natives kind of come in and kick them out. Yes, the natives are that strong. They can kick them out. Also, I'm thinking this is like a couple 100 years in. And after this, basically everyone kind of leaves this area. And because the natives are like too hard to deal with. And basically, and also this Roman thing tries to come through, but like the Spanish and like this nation are like, no, we don't allow that. Sorry, I'm just watching a video with background noise and I just saw a car fly. Sorry, I was just trying to watch some stuff for some background noises. So, the Romans are like, or whatever they are, they're like, and they invade, and this whole nation is, like, oh my, we messed up, and like, we'll let you pass, and then they're like, what about the Spanish? Shit. Spanish! And the Spanish people are like, you're on your own, I'm not letting them pass. And they kind of get kicked out, and they take, like, everything. They expand down here, they take all of that. Basically, the entire nation is bound to collapse already. And so, my internet's lagging. One sec. I'm to the internet. One sec. I'm gonna pause this real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And, whoops. Basically, the internet cut out. I don't know why, but I can still record, luckily. And, basically, they kind of come down here. They absolutely beat the brakes off of them. And now the Spanish are like, we still won't let you pass. So then they just take all of this, and the Spanish are like, touche. And they take all of this, and the Spanish are like, okay, really? So then they come through here, and they don't do anything because they don't really care. And the Spanish are like, really? And they're like, well, we just want to make you mad. So the British of this universe come down here, and they kind of take a couple colonies here. And but basically they kind of chill and they don't really do anything. Every nation kind of chills. They don't really want to do anything yet. They're kind of still exploring and stuff. So now this like gray country comes along. Like, one sec. Light gray, dark gray country. Whoops. Comes along. And they're kind of like really powerful for some reason. They're like the strongest of the strongest here, and they expand fast because there's basically no one to stop them. They expand to about here, and so now a lot of like small, like a lot of powerful nations and stuff are starting to rise up, like this one. And it kind of explores down to here. It takes all of it. It explores down to like Syria. It grows and it grows. So internet's still not connected. What is up with the internet? Okay, and basically, what happens now is these purple fellas explore a little bit more north, and basically they expand. And there's also this just one little weird nation, and I gotta get a clock. There's just this one nation that declares independence from this like old empire thing. And they expand a little bit, and they come through here, and yeah. They actually kind of conquer a little bit from here. And, so, yeah. And right before they hit this, like, Greek population here kind of kicks them out, doesn't let them expand, and this Greek population kind of expands a little more. They don't really care about the islands, they only really care about, like, they don't really care about islands, they just kind of, well, they care about the islands, but they just don't really care about them, so, yeah. And as Europe slowly grows, like, as new and more nations kind of appear, some big, some small, mostly big, because there's, like, no one to stop them. And there's gonna be this, like, weird, like, one sec. Weird, like, one sec. I don't even have the color. Like, a weird, like, pinky, like a beige. And it kind of explores a little, and it kind of, like, cream color or whatever. It explores and, like, actually, like, reaches to, like, why did my voice sound shaky? I don't know why. And basically, why my voice sounds shaky? I don't know. My voice sounds, like, really shaky. I don't know why. And, basically, what's gonna happen is, I think I'm kind of nervous because, like, what could have happened? I don't know. Okay, and basically, as they whoa. Whoa, what in the world did he just say? 1 second, I gotta change to a different video. I mean, I'm watching my downloads. Okay, as this... It's just gonna switch to downloads again. The different video. And so basically, this one nation explores, and they kind of make and this is a big nation. Like, this is like, one of the biggest nations. And the rest of this is going to be this, like, weird kind of shaped nation. And basically, most of Europe, I'm trying to make a lot of countries to make Europe fully, like, Europe-y. And, okay, so as these, like, kind of explore a little more, they kind of reach up north. They find this, like, weird black goo. They call it oil. And, this Danish nation thing explores up. But as they're exploring, there's a revolt. They're like, oh, what is this? Like, oh, it's like a little revolt. No, there's a full-blown revolt all throughout this colony. And they didn't expect it, so they kind of get, like, pummeled. And they get, like, absolutely obliterated here. And they kind of, like, get, kind of kicked out a little. And this nation kind of explores north, and they kind of take this, nation here. No, there's not really a nation, but they call themselves Sweden. Okay. And basically, this nation is going to start to... First, it's gonna be this kind of, like, this, like, weird color thing. They start around, Um, here, like kind of minor. There's gonna be like a couple more nations around here. I don't really know. I'm just gonna choose random colors. Okay, and basically, as these like tiny little nations expand more and more, there's like this bigger one, and this small one is. This nation is going to. It's going to. Okay, and basically, sorry, I got a little distracted. So this is going to conquer a lot of this, and basically this they agree to kind of unite, and it calls himself Russia. Weird name, I don't know why. And totally, they will become a huge, giant, big empire one day. And they also kind of explore up here. They take this. They like. Basically, they love exploring where people don't really explore. Also, a lot of people are surprised that this nation lasted this long. It's been like a couple hundred years. But it's kind of mad because everyone is starting to get stronger. So you know what they do? Conquer and conquer and conquer and conquer. All of this must be conquered. And they kind of go up to this north. They absolutely just. And they also kind of unite here. They like conquer and declare war on multiple neighboring nations. And the world is like, well, I'm surprised they lasted this far as well. And they kind of explore the rest of this before they fully meet up with the like nation here. And this, and also like the Swedish people kind of take the rest of this with no like. Not a lot of, with like no resistance, so yeah. And as this country kind of like, let's basically, the Russian placing starts to expand until they like. One sec. They're going to explore like a lot of stuff, and they think, and they're like really really expansionist, and they will. So they were like one of the stronger nations, even though they are like northern. They're gonna take like all of this, no resistance, and the whole world is like, should we be worrying a little bit about this like country? Everyone's like, nah, don't worry about it. It's not like they're gonna be like a threat. That's called foreshadowing. And basically, this nation, the Russian nation, explores, takes this. Now they have like an official border. Also, their population is starting to absolutely just boom as they explore more and more. Even though it's kind of like not really, not really liked. But also, a little bit is kind of going on in this British nation. Right. But they go back over to their colonies and stuff, and so they explore more. They conquer all this because now they have the technology to like beat back the natives, and they take all of this and they take all of that and stuff. So they're like a little like powerful. So yeah, and they also start to like explore a lot. Like not only here in like the Americas and stuff. It's like they're also starting to get like a little power hungry for like a lot of territory. And so far, they're having like the biggest colony so far, and the whole world is like, should we start colonizing? And also, like, the Portuguese place is like, so like, the remainder of this Spanish place comes over here. They take this nation, and they come down here, they explore over here, they take all of this, they found a new sea, and they basically come through here and stuff, and yeah. And as they're basically, they explore a lot, they take all of this, they take all of that. They're extremely expansionist. They like don't stop. Like, you take all of this. Same with this like Portuguese nation. It kind of explores a little. It kind of explores a little along the coast. It takes a lot of this. And right as they finish kind of exploring, the Roman place thing is decided, let's just fully knock them off the map. So that's what they do. And now this whole nation, they're just in exile in their colonies right now. And so the whole world is like, is this like... Oh, the internet's back on. Okay. So now everyone is like, is this, well, safe to be? No, like, no. They're kind of like, should we do something about this, like, rapidly expanding nation who is like, who just took, like, a huge swath of land, and now they're like the biggest empire in the whole world. They're like, maybe we don't do anything about it right now. The whole world's like, really? You don't want to do anything? Yeah. And so these nations kind of explore more. Like, we're gonna, I don't really, basically these Spanish people eventually take like, take like a lot, and same with these like other people, Portuguese, I say, and these Spanish kind of explore a little bit more. Okay, that rhymed. They kind of like reach. They kind of go all up to this like northern part, and then they kind of like swoop down. They take, and even though they don't really have a lot of big population here, like everyone's moving away from like the Roman area, and there's like the French, like the France people part thing, or like, we gotta start doing some stuff, man. So they start doing some stuff. They go over here. They kind of kick these like, whoa. They kind of kick these people out. They expand more and more and more. And I just realized how long this episode has been. So now they're basically now like every nation is exploring so unbelievably much of this like territory area thing that they don't care where they're exploring really. It's like they're going north, like the north. Everyone's like, I didn't even know we could go that far. So these Russian guys start expanding more and more and more. And everyone is starting to get worried. Like, they're the biggest empire in the history of the world. Should we do something? Like, we need to do something now or else they're gonna get too powerful. And, like, they start expanding so much that, like, they've now officially reached the end of, like, this. And they expand down to here. Because I don't want to take it all. And as they go down here, they meet a... Whoa, okay, that was... Nope, exactly. And basically, they fix that, and now they've discovered a new nation. They're like, who are you? And they're like, they're basically, Gangnam Style. And there's also, they also explored down here. This nation also stretches down here. Well, there's also a nation here. And another, like, bluish nation here. So they realize there's a couple more nations, and they have stuff like silk and gunpowder and stuff. And so they're like, huh. And they trade it with the rest of the Europe. And world map so far. And I'm gonna say this is the end of this first episode, so I'll see you guys in the next video.